Bob, is your schedule, could that be a factor and maybe something in your advantage going into this game since they really haven't been tested?
Hopefully, in the end, we have, played in some tough games already, and hopefully, in those situations, hopefully we can play a little better. That's you'd rather be 2 points better, in the end. But hopefully hopefully it's a factor.
Can you talk about that as a philosophy? Obviously, you in Southern Cal, Ohio State, some people embrace that.
Well, it's been Joe Castiglione and our athletic director in mind that we generally have challenging schedules, non-conference schedules, and sometimes it's been to our benefit, and obviously this year it hasn't played that way. But again, our reasons are, we feel, it does prepare you for the league play. It does. It is exciting for our fans and people who follow us. I guess as long as you win them, it's good for them. But in the end, it's good for college football, and believe that's just been our case. That if you're one of those teams, you play those kind of teams. If you're able to schedule it, it doesn't always work. I'll be the first one to tell you that scheduling, or I should say Joe will, that it's difficult. It's not easy to get to get the games maybe that everyone does want to see.
What's the injury situation for Quentin Carter?
He practiced some yesterday. Is expected to do more today. Same thing. Did some yesterday, and we'll see what he's able to handle today. Just again, that'll be something. That'll be like it has been with with Sam. That's something we'll probably announce Thursday or Friday once we have a stronger feel.
Brian's deal not as severe as originally thought.
Right.
Bob, at Samus workload during the week, do you cut back on that to prevent wear and tear? Or do you,
last week it was a progression and very aware of not overdoing it. He handled everything Saturday, and I think it's just communication with he and the trainers and our offensive coaches on what's the right number of throws today.
What do you think his strength level is for his arm, shoulder? Is it possibly 100%, or can it be this year?
It will be at some point. Whether it is right now or not, I couldn't tell you that. But I saw him throw a deep ball about 55 yards warming up the other afternoon before we played Baylor, and it looked as pretty as it usually does. So.
Is playing Texas every year with so much riding on it, does it get to be a drag? You've got to go through this team. They've got to go through you as well. Or is that, for you, one of the highlights?
Oh, it's a definite highlight. How could it not be? But it's a definite highlight, a definite challenge, and all of that. So, but it's not unlike anyone else who's if you're in a good league, you're going to play. You're going to play against teams that are. You got your hurdles or your challenges through the year, and and you embrace them and you go play them.
There's some talk. Some people want this game in Jerry's World. You played there. Would you rather keep this thing where it is?
In the end, I would always defer that. And you guys have heard me say this a bunch of times to our presidents and athletic directors who really know the business side of what our game is worth and what the value of it and the better pulse of the fans. So I'll play it wherever they want to play it. Wherever they feel. I always felt it'd be kind of neat for a little once in a while or to play at home and home. That'd be pretty cool too. So, but in the end, I'll leave that to higher powers than me to. I guess, and you're asking me in my opinion, I don't much. It's okay with me wherever they feel they want to put it.
Have you told Joe you want to play home and home?
No, I haven't. So, but I just said it, not all the time, but yeah, say they're renovating a stadium and you got a couple years where you have to do that, you trade off. It wouldn't be bad.
Well, doesn't it give you guys, both these programs, a little bit of an advantage over everybody else though, because this is pretty much your toughest game year in and year out historically, that you guys equally have a chance to win this game as a neutral side as opposed to, you've only lost 2 games here.
Yeah, I guess, in the end, it does, neutralize all of that, and I know our fans don't mind going down to Dallas, so it would be hard to move. I know that. So, again, it doesn't matter. Whatever everyone feels is best for the universities. That's the bottom line.
Bob, you're 62-2 at home, and everyone's better at home than on the road, but you guys have lost a decent number of games on the road based on how much you've won overall. Does having Sam
That's
back...
saying a lot there, Dean.
Well, trying to politely say you hadn't played very well on the road. And does having Sam back help in any way?
And I guess I would say compared to who? I mean, in the end, our road record probably compared to the rest of the conference is probably one of the better ones. Or when you look at whoever else across the country, everyone on the road's record isn't quite as good as it is at home. And I guess it's probably a little more obvious since we have been so good at home. But in the end, our road record compared to others is probably better than most. So in the end, there is no explanation other than I think it's fair to say that in every level of football, it's that way.
What I was also trying to get to, this would be easier. Sam's with you now, and last year it seemed like he was one of the leaders that helped you a lot on the road. He wasn't at Miami. Do you feel good about that?
Absolutely. The experience he has, you can't deny. Not only just the experience, the quality of experience he's had, the success he's had, and the maturity he has. That all of it, you can't deny or discount. He's been in these situations and generally handles them, really well.
Bob, if you didn't play it in Dallas, would that impact recruiting any whatsoever?
It's an exciting and selling point probably for both of us to having it there in Dallas. But in the end, is that going to actually change a guy's mind? I doubt it. But I think overall it does give you a little advantage.
Do you think it opens the deal more than it closes the deal on a recruit? I mean, it gives you entry perhaps into more.
Probably fair to say it that way. Yes.
Bob, could you talk about the different ways they use Shipley, and are they still lining him up at tight end some and doing stuff like that?
Yeah, they move him around, which you have to be very aware of where he is and and how you're covering him, and so again they just move him around to try and but to give him more opportunities to have his hands on the ball.
Bob, even with the 2 losses, do you feel like that has done something for your team, or learned from playing the kind of schedule y'all have played? Would you rather go into a game against Texas with the kind of schedule y'all have already played than one that was not as tough?
Well, I would prefer to go into it with the schedule we played, but being 5-0. So if that's what you're asking me, then no. So in the end, you can't. Again, hopefully it does. Give us an advantage, in the game. But in the end, I don't like the situation we're in.
What do you do with red zone issues? I mean, is that just a combination of a lot of things? Is it line? How do you improve that?
As you said, a little, execution, blocking a little bit better, taking the proper angles, making some catches that are catchable balls. We had some drops. So it's just general overall execution, and we're always looking at ways if, things we need to do differently if we do, but in the end, sometimes there's, if you're going to run the football, you've got to block people.
Is that encouraging to you because you've got so many trips inside the red zone? You've executed the pass blocking, you've executed the throw. Now just get that last part of it, that catch, and we're not talking about this.
Sure, you ought to be able to catch it when it's there. So in the end, some parts of it have been good. You have to complete the whole process, though.
Has DeJuan moved ahead of Cameron?
That's something that's still going on, but we'll need them both to play.
Could you just talk about all your receivers and their progress?
Again, I thought the other night they played much better through the second half. DeJuan Miller had 5 catches and went down and got some good, made some really good catches. I've seen Cameron. Again, Cameron just needs to be more consistent. And let's see, Jazz Reynolds came on and, caught a few balls, made some plays, and it's just getting them more and more comfortable. Brandon Caleb had a big night. He had 7 or 8 catches and over 100 yards and was very good. Yeah, Adrian was good to see him late in the game, make a few plays. And, again, it's just getting the overall consistency to continue to do it and to be competitive every down, not, just continually be competitive.
Is it all possible that a receiver feels comfortable with the quarterback? He and Sam Bradford worked in the spring, but then Bradford gets hurt, doesn't really play. Is that possible? Do they have a better working relationship than maybe he and Landry?
I don't see that. We practice every day for spring, and he's catching balls from both of them. For all these practices through spring, summer, and so I don't see that there's much of a difference there.